Hello everyone, it's Alex from Bad Decks Played Badly, and this is the new deck for this week. This is proper janky, so this should be a fun one to watch, but I guarantee you it's not that good. However, I really wanted to play a couple of these cards, so I thought I'd give it a go, and I've played test one or two games, and it's gone tragically wrong, or it's gone really well, so I'll get into the deck, I'll let you know what I'm doing, alright? So it's 3 colour, it's green, blue, and red. A lot of red obviously, and it's built around goblins, Polymorph and Dragon Broodmother. So I'll go straight over to the Dragon Broodmother. So it's flying, and at the beginning of each upkeep create a 1/1 red and green dragon creature token with flying and devour 2. That's at both upkeeps, theirs and ours. When this gets to sit on the battlefield, we just amass so many flyers that our opponents can't deal with us. And it really is a cool card. Ever since I saw it, because I do browse through just the total, like the entire card collection on Magic Online, just to see cards I'd like to build around, and this is one of them. And yeah, I've finally done it. So one of the key pieces of the deck. Right, we'll start with the 1-drops. So we need to find our key pieces. So 4 Faithless Lootings. You'll see it in most red decks. Draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards, and also has flashback. It's just great for sifting through our decks to find our key pieces. Because we're running budget lands as well, it's good to find the lands we need. It's very difficult. Okay, so we've got 3 Goblin Grenades. This is just... I could have put in Bolt in this place, and if you'd want to put Bolt instead, I completely understand. But I'm going to be having a lot of Goblins in this deck, so this is just strictly better. It's 5 damage to any target. I've got to sacrifice a Goblin, but I should have plenty of them, so it's not that big a deal. It's just great removal. It's good for finishing them off. Good for taking out a big opponent, big creature. It's just great card. More card draw. We've got the Faithless Lootings, but we've also got 2 Cathartic Reunions. As an additional cost to cast a spell, discard 2 cards, draw 3 cards. It's like before, we just need to keep plowing through our deck just to try and find our key pieces. So to start with the Goblins, I've got 4 copies of Dragon Fodder. It's just create 2 red Goblin creature tokens. That's all it is. It's pretty much Raise the Alarm, but in red and not instant. And I've also got 4 copies of Krenko's Command. It's exactly the same card, just a different set, and it was called something different. Create 2 1/1 red Goblin creature tokens. So that's going to be our main Goblin plan, I guess. We've also got 4 copies of Hordling Outburst. It's exactly the same as Krenko Revenge of Dragon Fodder, but it costs 3 and you get 3 Goblins. We're just going to have a lot of Goblins with this deck. To help us along with mana and just to ramp a bit, we're going to have Cryptolith Rites. Because we've got Goblins, because we have 3 colours in the mana pool, it's good to just be able to get 1 mana of any colour. There are downsides running 3 of them, but because we have Cathartic Reunion and Faithless Looting, if we have any extra copies, we can just discard it anyway, so it's not that big a deal. But this does make this deck a bit more consistent. Okay, so what we're going to do with all these Goblins. So I've got 3 copies of Polymorph. So destroy target creature, it can't be regenerated. Its controller reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a creature card. The player puts that card onto the battlefield and shuffles all other cards revealed this way into their library. So this is just an awesome card. It essentially turns any of our tokens into one of our finishers. As you can see, we have 4 copies of Siege Gang Commander. This is awesome with our Goblin plan. Not only does it give us 3 red Goblin tokens and a 2/2 body, we also have the ability to sacrifice a Goblin and deal for 2 and deal 2 damage to any target. That's really good, because I actually recently played a game with this just to see if it worked, and I played another Polymorph deck, and I actually got an Emrakul out, but because I had Siege Gang Commander out, I could finish them off with my by just burning them out with my zombie tokens. It's really awesome, actually. I'm very aware there is an elephant in the room when you're playing a Polymorph deck, where you can just play Emrakul or play the biggest, baddest creatures in Magic. But I started building this deck wanting to make a Dragon Broodmother deck, and because I'm playing so many tokens, I thought a Polymorph style deck would kind of be the best way to cheat them into play. So that's what I kind of went for. I know I could have an Emrakul or something, but isn't this far much funner? If I made a Polymorph deck, like traditional one with Emrakul, I don't think you guys would even want to watch it. It's not that interesting to watch. And I prefer to play cards which you just don't see in Modern very often, like Dragon Broodmother. We also have one copy of Mass Polymorph. This is just essentially my 4th copy of Polymorph, but because we have so many Dragon Fodders and Krenkos and Hordling Outbursts, and it's just so many Goblins, and also on top of that Cryptolith Rites, just one copy of Mass Polymorph. I mean, it's good having, let's say, 6 Goblin creature tokens down and turning one of them into a Siege Gang Commander or a Dragon Broodmother. However, if I was to, sacrifice 8 Goblins and get 4 Siege Gang Commanders and 4 Dragon Broodmothers, that's just game right there. Unless they've got Destroy All Creatures, and then we'll probably just lose straight up. But yeah, that's kind of the main deck. I'll tell you what we got for the lands. These are just my budget lands. For Gruul colours, like red, green, I don't really have any good lands. It's the same with red, blue as well. I just don't have very expensive lands. It's just not really the colours I've invested any money into. So you're going to see some ultra budget here. So yeah, I've got 4 copies of Firelit Thicket. It's just add one colourless, or I can pay a red or a green and add double red, green, or double green. I've got 1 copy of a forest. This is purely just like in case I get pathed or I get ghost courted. It did happen in previous games when I was trying it out, and I just discovered I really need a forest. Red's the most important here, we're kind of splashing green and blue, so just a 1 copy will be fine. And it would ultra budget lands here. Frontier Bivu? I don't know how to pronounce that. There's someone called a Frontier, who cares? It just comes in tapped. Add a green, blue, or a red. Can't go wrong with that. That's exactly what we need. 1 copy of an island. The same reason we have the forest. I for some reason randomly have this 1 copy of an island. I must have been buying on one of the bots and just accidentally bought it. I don't know why. But yeah, it's not too often you see a red island. Okay, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we've got 9 mountains. Obviously, you can tell red is very important to us. It's kind of game plan number 1 is just get Goblins out and smash face, and then the rest is there to clean up the pieces. I've got 4 copies of Shivan Reef, more budget stuff. It does shock us to have blue or red, but that's absolutely fine because I'm hoping they'll have a bit more worries on their about their life totem rather than the worries that we're having about ours, if you know what I mean. And 1 copy of Westvale Abbey. If you don't know what it does, I'll stretch this here. It just adds a colourless mana, but I can pay 5, pay 1 that I can create a 1/1 white and black human cleric creature token. And then I can pay 5, tap it, sacrifice 5 creatures and transform it into Westvale Abbey into Ormondal Profane Prince. I can see he's a bit of a bad boy. Flying, lifelink, indestructible, haste, 9/7. So unless they've got a path, this for a lot of matches will be just game over, and it's not unrealistic for us to have 5 creatures down. It's kind of our backup plan, the Westvale Abbey. So it's good to have 1 copy in there just in case of that. But yeah, it is kind of a deck. There's nothing else over here, no. Cool. I'm going to show you the sideboard. The sideboard is kind of what you guys want to make in the sideboard. I've got 3 colours to work with, but I've just kind of made it, very budget and just quite simple. I didn't really put too much thought into it because this is one of those decks where even in the bad matchups, your sideboard probably won't help you out. I've got 3 copies of Negate. We all know what Negate does, counter target non-creature spell. It's just very good. I've got 2 copies of Relic. This is just for graveyard stuff. I've got 2 copies of Alpine Moon. This is kind of my budget answer to Tron. As it enters battlefield, choose a non-basic land card name. Lands your opponent control with the chosen name, lose all land types and abilities, and again, just add 1 mana of any colour. So this is just my answer to Tron, really. I probably could have put in, what's the blue one called? I've gone blank. He's in every sideboard. What's it called? It's going to annoy me now, so I'm going to show you the process. Where are you? I was blank now. Oh, I'm so sorry for this. There we go, Spreading Seas, duh. I could put in Spreading Seas, but I just kind of wanted to use Alpine Moon, so I've got copies of it. That's essentially it. It's it's not big and it's not clever, but I do want it. There we go, preview pane back. I've got 4 copies of Lightning Bolt. It's just if we need more removal against we just may need more removal. And this is one of the best bits of removal in the whole of the modern format. And I'm playing red, so Lightning Bolt's in. For artifacts and enchantments, I've got 2 copies of Nature's Claim. Just destroy a target artifact or enchantment. Its control against 4 life. Which is very good. One green mana does the job. And to kind of protect us from board wipes and control, I've just got 2 copies Heroic Intervention. So permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. So if we go to all this hard work to finally get a Dragon Broodmother on the battlefield with a Siege Gang Commander and a few Goblins, there's nothing more annoying than being board wiped. So if we know they're running white or anything like that, it's worth putting 2 copies in just to kind of help us out. The good thing about having so many Faithless Lootings and having 2 copies of Cathartic Reunion, it's not too hard for us to find our sideboard pieces because we do have a lot of card filtering. But yeah, that is the deck. That's Goblin Broodmother. If you guys like what I do, please subscribe, please leave a comment, please like. This is a really janky random deck, and I know I could make it better by just putting 4 copies of Polymorph in, taking all Siege Gang Commanders out, taking all Dragon Broodmothers out, and taking a Mass Polymorph out, and just sticking an Emrakul in it, and I could just do that. But once you start playing it, once you have the Dragon Broodmother down with a Siege Gang Commander and just a few Goblins, it's so fun just to see your Dragon army just kind of amass. It's I mean, just getting those creatures, 1/1 red and green dragon creature tokens down. I mean, they've all got devour too, so all it takes is to eat 2 goblins. That's a 5/5. Eat another 2 goblins, another 5/5, and you just amass stuff. And even if they don't eat anything, it's just still 1/1 flyers that you get twice. You get 2 for every time it comes back to your turn. It's just a really cool card. I'm surprised no one else plays it. I mean, it's probably quite open to a lot of removal, and it's probably not worth it because of the mana. I mean, there's not many people play Gruul. Will go all the way up to 6 mana and then play a Dragon Broodmother. They'll probably play like a Primeval Titan or something like that. But it's a cool card. I really, really like the card, and I think you guys will once we go to the gameplay. All right. Anyway, that's Alex from Bad Games. Bad Decks Play Badly, and I'll see you guys for the matches. All right. Bye.